Hello, my fellow dog haters. It was very interesting to read your comments on my last video where I talked about my need for a break and going on hiatus and blah, blah, blah. And you guys came back with, there is no getting through to diehard dog lovers. These people are too far gone. There's no changing their minds. There's no educating them because they are so delusional and so lost in their dog worship sickness that there's no getting through to them. And most of you believe that the purpose of my channel ought to be to embolden others, to encourage others to speak out, to provide people with a place where they feel validated, where they can experience the catharsis of hearing me put words to what they are feeling and thinking. And to encourage others to speak out, and by attracting other people to my channel we will grow in number, and that in doing so we will successfully overthrow these dog worshipping fanatics and reverse the trend we see right now in society. So I'm thinking maybe that is the way to go. So maybe I won't hold back with my insults and so forth. I'm not going to pussyfoot around dog worshippers. I'm just going to be myself, and I'm going to express my frustration because it is good and right to feel extremely frustrated in the face of the insanity we see today when it comes to dog ownership and dog worship. So I just wanted to talk about this article I came across today. This happened in my province. People are losing their minds because this puppy jumped out of the back of a pickup truck, injured itself, sustained horrific injuries, and people are losing their minds. It's like, oh, poor puppers, oh. And the people were unaware of the risks. They said that this is very common. It's pretty much normal. It's something I see every day. And people are unaware of how dangerous it is for the poor doggos. So that it seems like all the focus is on how dangerous it is for the dogs, and the good that came out of this now is that people are more aware and they're going to work on educating the public. And they talk about how it's actually illegal to transport your dog in this way. It is illegal. I looked into this because, it's something I see every day. When I see a dog with its paws up, like they stand on their back legs and they put their paws up, and it looks like they're about to spring out of these truck beds. I swear, like they pace back and forth. They look like they are about to jump at any moment. It's very distracting because I know that these animals, these mutants are, and I say mutants because they did not evolve naturally. They were selectively bred to have their fucked up characteristics that they do have. They're not natural at all. I know that they retain the predatory instincts of their ancestors. They are predators. So they can jump out at any moment because of their high prey drive. And there are articles where you can go and read about the reasons why dogs jump out of vehicles. It's because they're brain dead. They are driven by instinct. They are stupid, and they will just jump because they're curious or whatever. Go read the reasons for yourself. It doesn't matter. The point is that they can and do jump out regularly. It says here that 100,000 dogs die as a result of being transported in truck beds every year. Now, again, the focus is all on the poor puppers and how they get injured. What about all the people? Well, first of all, let's talk about the dogs that get attacked by the jumpers. These dogs that jump out of vehicles often jump out to attack other dogs. This happens all the time. They don't mention that, but so there are other dogs getting injured and killed, but people are getting injured and killed. Dogs are jumping out of vehicles, and not only truck beds, but out of open windows. When I see a dog sticking half its body out the window as a driver or as a pedestrian, I get really nervous because I know that dog can jump at any moment. And when it does, it's not going to be pretty. It can cause traffic accidents. Here, how many traffic accidents are caused by dogs jumping out? They are a danger to other drivers. They cause multi-vehicle pileups. They can become projectiles and hurt other people who are walking or whatever, not to mention the occupants of the vehicle in which they are riding. They are also responsible for biting paramedics, officers, the first responders that come to the scene of an accident. If there's an unrestrained dog in the vehicle, the dog often attacks those rescuers. Now, here in the article, they talk about, oh yeah, it can make the owner liable. You know what else it can do? It can also rip limbs and faces off those first responders who are trying to do a good fucking deed. Why is that not mentioned? Where's the compassion for humans? All I see here is compassion for dogs. And that's ridiculous, because human life is infinitely more valuable than dog life, because dogs are basically overgrown rats. They're scavengers that eat shit and are driven by instinct and are incapable of love and do not smile and don't give a shit about you. They will most likely eat your face if you die in your home with them. They do not love you. They do not care about you. So why are we giving them so much value is beyond me. Anyway, I just had to talk about this. I have contacted our bylaw officer. The bylaw officer didn't care. I first called the RCMP because, like they say, this is against the law. And the laws are not being enforced. I see this every day, like I said. And the RCMP didn't care. They directed me to the bylaw officer. He was like, if you provide me with a photo of the vehicle and a license plate, I can send them a letter. And it was just this blasé attitude, like I was wasting his time. Are you serious? Do people not see the risk this poses to the public? The distracted driving. And this is another thing. I regularly see, nowadays I drive, I see people with dogs on their laps, and not just small dogs. I saw this medium-sized dog on this driver's lap. He was making a turn and he was struggling to complete his turn properly because this dog was in the way in between himself and the steering wheel. It's like, what the hell is going on? Why are these people not being pulled over and cited for distracted driving? Apparently, having a dog on your lap is distracted driving, is against the law in certain places, but it needs to be against the law in every place. And the laws need to be strictly enforced. I don't know what the hell planet I'm living on. I went trick-or-treating the other night. We've been trick-or-treating in this neighborhood for 12 years now. It was the most ridiculous, chaotic scene ever. There was like a barking dog barking its head off in practically every home. Inside the homes, dogs would rush up to the door to greet my children. Like, the owners did not care. They did not try to contain their dogs, to silence their dogs. It was a cacophony of barking dogs from backyards, inside of homes, from all directions. My husband and I were just laughing to ourselves. It was like being in a gigantic insane asylum with the noise, and nobody seemed to notice or even care. People were just walking by. And that's another thing. People were walking with their children, groups of children on the streets, people walking, these blocky-headed mutants with large groups of children. Like, what could go wrong? These dogs straining on the leashes like they always do because their bodies are just pumped up with adrenaline. They were bred to have adrenaline coursing through their grotesque, deformed bodies constantly. They're pulling on the leashes. They're like all hyper aroused. What could go wrong, right? And no one seems to care. This scene was mental. And it's like this dog-loving virus is like a zombie virus. It is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. It has swept over the land. People have become infected. They are aggressively trying to infect others, just like those infected with a zombie virus. It's like an outbreak of this crazy, dangerous virus, and people don't realize they are infected. They don't realize they're sick, and they're just trying to infect everyone else. And those of us who are sane and who are not infected and who are speaking out are being attacked. And it's like, whew, crazy. And I tell myself, yeah, I need to take a break from all this. And but then I realize that I have people that really value my videos, and I feel like a responsibility to provide you guys with that catharsis, because when I found I Hate Dogs' channel on YouTube, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was amazing for me to listen to his videos. It was like, wow, here's this person who's putting words to what I've been thinking and feeling for ages, and it felt so good. And because he has quit uploading, I feel like I have a responsibility to provide that for you all. And I would love for others to come to my channel and to just see my channel grow, and for all of us to just help to get through to these well, maybe we're not going to get through to them, but at least grow in number and to provide a healthy counterbalance to this insanity that is just permeating our culture. It is an epidemic, and kids are losing their faces every day. People are losing their faces. They are becoming disfigured every day at the rate of 77 per day, just in the United States. And no one seems to care. It's just glorified. It is promoted. And you're an asshole if you don't love these mutants that are regularly targeting the elderly and children and our most vulnerable and shredding them up and killing people on a regular basis. You're insane and you are evil if you do not worship these things. Do people not see? Well, I know that people do see. A lot of you see, and more people are seeing it, and they're coming out of the woodwork. I think a lot of people do see it, but they're just afraid to come out. And it's channels like mine that are going to embolden people to come out. So I might be slowing down with the videos just for the sake of my own mental health, because this shit does drive you crazy. I can tell you. Once you see it, once that veil is lifted, that brainwash, that mind control, that mental programming that we all are subjected to from the time we are born, and all the propaganda that's shoved down our throats, from Paw Patrol to all these cartoons and bullshit movies and TV shows that portray dogs in a positive light and fail to portray them as they are. Predatory, scavenging predators, disgusting, shit-eating, remorseless, unloving, unloyal, unfaithful. And that's another thing. These dogs that jump out of vehicles often run away. I made a video about dogs that run away from their owners, and all the dogs that disappear at the scene of an accident. They just run off. And then these dogs are then roaming the streets and posing a risk to the public. They can attack people. You know, it's insanity. We're living in a giant insane asylum. You know, we look at other countries that are war-torn, right? And we think, oh, they're so uncivilized and, oh, how awful. We are living in a war zone today, here in North America, in Europe, Western Europe, all these so-called civilized countries, Australia. It is a waking nightmare. We are not safe in our communities. We are not safe in our own yards, because people doing yard work in their yards get attacked. Children playing in their own yards get attacked by dogs that are family dogs raised with love. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I just wanted you all to know about this law. Check out the laws where you live. I don't know where you live, but I know it's illegal in the province of British Columbia. And I encourage you, when you see a dog in the truck bed or whatever, unrestrained, in a vehicle with the windows down where it's looking like a dangerous situation, report it. Report. Put the pressure on our officials, on these people who are supposed to be enforcing the laws. They're not enforcing them because nobody's putting pressure on them. They themselves are probably dog fanatics, infected with this dog worshipping virus. But if enough of us put the pressure on them, maybe, just maybe, something will be done. Thanks for watching. The future is dog free.